with Plug.
Don't expect anything less than the number one rated Caribbean show. Caribbean vibrations. Caribbean vibrations. Caribbean vibrations.
Hello and welcome to Caribbean Vibrations, TV's #1 Caribbean show. This week we have a jam-packed Valentine's Day edition. First, we sit down with Chef Cupid about Chai's Bakery and all the amazing desserts you can get for your sweetheart. Then we speak with Faire de Monde jewelry designer Ranae Thomas about her amazing body jewelry. Plus, we speak to ladies' first choice, Mr. Razor B. But first up, we attend Our Flavors R&B event, a place where you can learn about relationships from both sides of the coin.
Alright, so here we go. What do you have to say?
I stayed. I stayed because I was married and we had a kid, and I thought, I can at least try. I left because I realized I couldn't do it. Yes. I couldn't do it. But I did at least try to stay, and we did counseling and we did the whole nine. It just turned out it wasn't for me. But I don't think that cheating is necessarily a deal breaker. It really depends on the circumstances, and it depends on your relationship to begin with.
That thing on the back of my neck that I like, and I like how you do it, something like that, and I just tell just you, and only you know that secret. I said, you know what happened to my dad when I was younger? Like stuff like that, something that's so deep that you only share with that one person because you feel so comfortable sharing it with that person.
Okay.
That's on an emotional level where you feel so open to share. Like that was just gospel. That's just like every day you tell your girl,
okay.
That's different. I'm just sure not to tell. Like your boy, the back of my neck, I like that one here.
I mean, if it comes up, hold on.
What's up? You're watching Caribbean Vibrations. It's our Valentine's show. And you know what? We found something that was a bit more interesting than usual stuff. We're at R&B, Relationships N Bullsh. And here are the two hosts, B. Kwame, Mr. Lincoln Anthony Blades. I found this very interesting. So what was the genesis? Why are you guys doing this?
I think the main component, it was Lincoln's kind of birth idea, but I think the idea was to bring an event to Toronto that brings together people who are ready to have intelligent conversations about all things regarding relationships. So tonight we were focusing on sex and all the different things that comes along with that. But it's in a venue and an atmosphere that is not combative. Men and women, we're all speaking together, we're learning from each other, we're making great connections. So I think it was just something that's really important to bring that shows that we can get a bunch of people together, we can have grown discussions, and hopefully make some connections out of it as well.
So one of the things I noticed tonight with you, and for all us guys out there, was the subject of emotional baggage. Yeah. Did you find an answer tonight to that question?
No. I still do not believe that there's such a thing as emotional cheating. I think it's just cheating, and then there's just friendships and misunderstandings. But to call emotional cheating, I don't know. I just don't think there's, I asked a whole bunch of women, and no one has told me what emotional cheating is. So I don't believe it exists until we do another event. We'll talk about it again, and then we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, so I know what you guys do. So here's the plug time. You're both bloggers, you do a whole bunch of stuff. So tell us what you do.
Okay, I write for Uptown Magazine. I have my own blog. It's called thisisyourconscience.com. And yeah, I throw these events. I'm a public speaker, and I try to be a motivational speaker as well.
And Miss Kwame?
Yes, I also have a blog. It's 83toinfinity.com. I also write for Uptown Magazine. I write for Chatelaine as well, and I write for another site in the U.S. called forharriet.com. I also do social media consultations and public speaking as well, so mixed bag of things, but it's all fun.
Okay, so me being a newly single guy, that's another story. But you guys are in relationships. What advice would you have for people who are looking to get into a relationship? Because I like the last thing you said, but what advice could you give them?
Be honest what you're looking for. I think that's something that a lot of people need to take an extra minute and think about, because I find a lot of people get in relationships that may look good, or they think that person is bringing what they need, and the red flags have always been there from the start that it might not work out. And I think if people are honest from the beginning what they're looking for, and if that person is satisfying that, that's a great basis to start your foundation of your relationship. So.
Hello, you're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and it's your boy Alan, and I'm here with Miss Ranae Thomas from Faire de Monde Jewelery. And it's very ironic that I actually was just clicking through and I saw your jewelry line, and I said, you know what? I need to find out more things about that because I know my viewers will be interested. And since you are a Trinidadian, we do support all the Caribbean people doing their own thing. So tell me, what was the inspiration behind your line?
Basically, just, the whole kind of like feminine, sensual aspect of a woman type of thing. So my line has features a lot of body chains and stuff like that you can wear it with lingerie or with swimsuits and that type of thing. So just really just kind of based on, you know, like the sensuality of a woman. So just very delicate jewelry.
Okay, I like that. Now, you're a model background, but how did you get started in the design business?
I've always been into the arts. I studied fine art at the secondary and tertiary level, and then I kind of got into the fashion industry, and I mean I learned a lot there as well in terms of styles and how fashion works and seasons and that type of thing. And I basically just started creating jewelry for myself because I really like unique things, and I found that I wasn't getting the types of things that I wanted in the stores, so I started making it for myself. And then I thought maybe other people would be interested in the types of jewelry that I make, and I opened up an online store, and then from there just kind of took off basically.
Now that it's took off, I asked you before, but I gotta ask you again, what's the meaning of the name?
Faire de la mode, it's French, and it translates into making style. And this is a term that we use in Trinidad very often, and it means showing off, right? To show off. So, I mean, that's really the concept behind the jewelry that I make. It's like it's a woman who wants to stand out, not somebody who wants to like blend into the background, but somebody who is confident in who they are type of thing. So making style. Yeah.
Last question. You're an entrepreneur. Do you have any words of advice for a female who'd want to start her own business?
Basically, dream big, dream really big. Don't get discouraged when you start, kind of thing. Don't expect things to happen overnight. It takes a lot of work and dedication. And you know, my advice is to kind of surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you, and, you know, be behind you when you start working on your line. But yeah, just basically just dream big and just work hard for it, and you will succeed.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
What's up? You're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and we're actually at the Real Jerk. There's an actual Appleton Distillery information session going on, but you know what? We stopped doing that because we had to talk to the big bad man, Mr. Razor B. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good, and I mean, it's good to be here. Trust me.
Okay, so this is the first time you've been on our show. So for our viewers, tell me a little about yourself. How'd you get your start?
Well, I'm Razor B, and I mean, first and foremost, I'm a family man, you know what I mean, because the family is very important. Secondly, I'm a businessman. I have my own restaurant, and I mean, thirdly, I'm an artist, you know what I mean, so collaborate all three together. I'm a businessman, family man, and I'm a family man, businessman, artist. I started here actually in Canada years ago. My first when I just came to Canada, going to school at Albert Calmy, and I mean, Super Dan, Gary, Sweetness, may his soul rest in peace. You know, we had school shows and school events where summertime, and they had a sound called Lone Star. I mean, fool around on the sound system more time, and the man would say, yo, we like your voice, because you know, I mean, I used to do covers of Buju Banton or Terry Fabulous at that time, and say, yo, you like your voice, why don't you be a DJ? And I say, I wasn't really taking it seriously at that present moment still, but then we started think about it more seriously, you know, I started writing, and then I went in the studio and wrote a song and did a dub plate for them, and from there on everything just take off, where from one song to another song to another song, take a break from the music and went into promotion, where I'm keeping shows, keeping dancing, I mean, street clubs, street dancing, I mean, being on stage show like Wayne Wonder, Baby Sham, Professor Nuts, and then take a break from that also and just went into the restaurant being the OG, and back into music again. Yeah, so it's a whole different channel where it starts from music to cooking to music again. So you know what I mean, it's a thing where I'm battling, and then in between gotta take care of my family. You know what I mean, so
you just keep it bubbling no matter what.
Bubbling no matter what. You know what I mean, because it's a spirit within me. You know what I mean, where I just love music, and as much as sometimes it's hard, you can't fight what God has blessed you with, you know what I mean, and that's what it is. I mean, I feel like I'm super blessed, and here I am on the show, you know what I mean. Luckily, I did not give up.
All right.
Yeah.
So I got to give a big up to Mr. John Mighty from Turbo because he did link me last year when you first came out with your video last year. And then we party. So, but we're talking about this year, the new single is coming out. You went and shot the video in Jamaica. Tell us about the new single.
Yeah, the new single is called Wine and Stop. Wow, the ladies, them love it. It's crazy, you know what I mean? Actually, everything was created here, you know what I mean? I was in the studio with my boy, Show Steven, just trying to vibe on a different type of song, you know what I mean? And also D, so I want to big up the producer D on this song. We just there vibing, and then the idea just came to us, Wine and Stop, because at the time, last year when One Drop was going on crazy, you know what I mean? The girls them are crazy. I say, yo, we need to have a song where can't have that up tempo there and the same vibe the way the ladies them. And you know what I mean? A lot of girls are asking me personally, Razor, when you gonna do a song for? When you gonna do a song for me? And you know what I mean? The Wine and Stop came to mind, and we just say we're gonna run with it. And from one thing to another, Show Steven, I have to big him up because he actually come up with the idea that the Wine and Stop, and from him say Wine and Stop to me, everything just run from that day. And actually the song, we shot it in Jamaica. We went to Jamaica and get it mixed and mastered in Jamaica. Did the video in Jamaica. Released in Jamaica, and now we're back in Canada doing the promotional side of promotional leg, where you know what I mean, it's good to be on the show just to see that, you know what I mean, we get in the Canadian love, because no matter what, as a born Jamaican, I live in Canada, and I mean, this is where my home's at. But Jamaica, as a dancehall artist, we gotta go back down there to make sure that we push the thing from here, because we kind of realize, you know what I mean, if you're gonna say dancehall, the thing have to come from.
Hello, you're watching Caribbean Vibration. Still the Valentine's weekend. Still time you should be taking to appreciate your loved one, even though you should appreciate them all the time, not just one day a year. Now, I'm lucky enough to be standing here with Miss Chef Kurt. You know what? I always said you say your name wrong. How do you say it? Kerlene. But you know what? Look at her name, Cupid. And it is Valentine's Day. And I happened to meet you in the summertime, luckily enough, over at another restaurant where you were doing all the desserts. So for today, we're going to talk to you about your bakery, because Chai's Bakery is the company you have. So tell us how you got your start in the whole culinary industry.
Well, I started when I was 8, and it's rooted from my grandmother. So I have one of those grandmother stories, you know, where your grandma's making you help her bake and grease pans, and so it was a weekend tradition, and I kind of hated it. But later on in my teen years, I kind of developed a liking, and I just started testing things out myself. By the time I finished high school, I knew it was something that I wanted to do. I attended George Brown to culinary arts. By the time I had my son, I came up with the idea that this was something that I'm going to do, and I named it after him, which his name is Malachi, so, you know, it's Kai's Bakery, and now here I am.
Okay, so you did a lot of things for us today. Tell us some of the things that you have here for us. Just, you can look at it, we already got on camera, but tell us what you did today.
Today I did some red velvet cupcakes, both the minis and the regular size. I've done the strawberry cheesecakes, the triple chocolate cake pops. I have a Kahlua chocolate cake, some sugar cookies, and yeah, I believe that's it.
So tell us why it's important. Like, I mean, for example, if I'm a guy watching, you know what I mean, what do women like about these kind of things?
The thought, you know. We're soft people, and we love our sweets. We love our desserts, whether it's, you know, candy, cakes, cookies, cupcakes, whatever the case is, we love it. And just bringing it to just adding it to whatever the Valentine's special is, you know, whether you're getting her clothes, shoes, whatever, just throw something in there, throw something sweet.
Okay, so here's another question for you. When it's not Valentine's Day, what advice can you give the guys out there if they're kind of in the doghouse with their woman? What should they do?
Order from Kai's Bakery. That's the only thing I think you can do, aside from trying to make it right. But yeah, order from Kai's Bakery, and I will set you up good.
I like that. Okay, so if I get in trouble, I'm a woman, but if I get in trouble, I just call you and we're good to go?
We're good to go.